Hello and welcome back to another video from me, Jake, at Language Central. Today I'm going to be looking at conditionals and how we use them in English, because it's something that I've found recently my students are struggling with, so I thought I'd make a video which might help you as well. So without further ado, let's get stuck into today's lesson. So before we start, guys, we really need to ask the question, what is a conditional? Now, conditional sentences help us to speculate about hypothetical situations, which means something that might or might not happen. Conditionals will also help us to express the probability of something happening, depending on which conditional form we use. For example, one of the forms is used for generally accepted facts, but others express more distant possibilities. And there are lots of ways to start conditional sentences, but the most basic and common way to start is with the word if. But you could use other phrases such as in the event of, or in the event that, for example. They could also be used, but I don't want you to worry about those just yet, and I will cover those in a future video. So, if we have a quick look at the types of conditionals there are 4 types of conditional sentences which are numbered from 0 to 3 and a mixed type as well. I'm only going to discuss the types of conditional with the numbers 0, 1 and 2 in this video, as the others are of a more advanced level and ideally need a video of their own to discuss how they work. So let's have a look at the different types and see what their functions are. So, the 0 conditional is used to express general or scientific facts and is the easiest way to use a conditional sentence. For example, if it rains, the ground gets wet. Let's take a look at how we form the 0 conditional. Here we have the example sentence from the previous slide. Note that the first thing I've used in the sentence is the word if. And then I've stated the condition. And then a comma. Now the comma is really important, and you must remember to put it in to separate the two clauses with any conditional sentence. After the comma, there is the result of the condition in the first clause. And the important thing to remember with the 0 conditional is that both the condition and the result must be in the present simple tense. So the formula for the 0 conditional is if plus the present simple, a comma, and then the present simple again. And this is the simplest way of constructing a conditional sentence in English. Now, next up we have the first conditional. And the first conditional is a little more complicated, but still easy to form. It's used to talk about real or likely situations in both the present or the future, but uses the word will in its construction. The example that I've got here is if I see her, I will tell her. Let's look at this in a little bit more detail. Again, we've got the example from the previous slide, and it starts with if, just like the 0 conditional, and then we've got the condition, and then we've got another comma, because again, we must remember that commas are really important. Okay, following the comma, we have a pronoun and the word will, and this is important for both the first and the second conditional. It must always be a pronoun that follows the comma. After this, we have a bare infinitive, so in this case, tell. And a bare infinitive is the infinitive form of a verb, but without to before it. And then following that, we've got the rest of the sentence, okay, which is the result of the condition of the first half of the sentence. Again, so the formula for the first conditional will be if plus present simple, and then a comma, followed by a pronoun plus will, and then a bare infinitive. And then you can finish your sentence as you normally would, but you must make sure that you follow this formula for the first conditional. Okay. And the second conditional. This is the last conditional that I will look at in this video, and it is called the second conditional. The second conditional helps us to express unlikely or impossible situations in the present or the future. For example, if my legs were longer, I would be able to run faster. Again, let's dissect this example. Okay, so we start, as we have with the other two forms, with if. We then follow this by the subject of the sentence, so my legs. And then after that, we've got were longer. Okay, so you need to note that this is the simple past form here in this part of the sentence. And then again, we've got another comma, because commas, as we've said, are really important. And then, like we had with the first conditional, here we have I, or any pronoun, plus would, okay, for the second conditional. And then another bare infinitive, which in this case is be able, and then the rest of the sentence. So the formula for the second conditional is if plus past simple, then a comma, followed by a pronoun plus would, then a bare infinitive and the rest of the sentence. Now you really can choose to end the sentences however you wish, but the examples I've given, I hope, will become really helpful and give you an idea of how these work. So that's the presentation over, guys. Now, as I mentioned in there is a third conditional and also a mixed conditional form, but I didn't want to cover those today because they are more complex and they really do deserve a video of their own. Now, I'm also going to make another video that will look at different ways of using the first and second conditionals. For example, using an imperative with the first or using the second to offer advice. But again, they deserve their own video so that these lessons can be focused and so that they don't go on for about half an hour. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. But in the meantime, please like, please subscribe, because it really helps the channel and it gives me a feeling of accomplishment. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.